Okay, this is the start of tonight's broadcast. I'm gonna start talking more whispery tonight, guys, because the wife is asleep. And you know what they say, when the wife's away, Shaney could stay and play. I don't gotta go to work tomorrow, so nana boo boo. And if you guys don't gotta go to work tomorrow, or at least don't mind staying up and got nothing else to do, come hang out at night with me and talk some Star Wars Celebration with Glee. Talk about the trailers is what we're talking about. That's what I plan on talking. But beforehand, I will wait for a few people to show up. We shall see who decides to not go to sleep and to see yours truly instead. I don't really think there should be very much of a decision there. I mean, sleep? Who needs that? But you all need a dose of dumb like me. I don't know. So just so you know, guys, I'm trying my best to not talk too loud because she gets very angry, and when I talk loud, and that's just how I do. Before I do, I want to show you guys something. Where was I? All right, I got this the other day at what you guys call Savers for like $1. This is pretty. I've never seen this before. This is little Luke and his little speeder and the sand speeder. I thought it was really cool. It's kind of remote control, and it lights up, and it's pretty sick. I really think it's pretty neat. I don't know if you guys ever saw this before. You have to turn it on though. I think here it just makes noise. Yeah, I think that just woke her up. I'm already in trouble. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. This thing's actually remote controlled, believe it or not. And I was frustrating the cat with it. I should throw some footage of that. That'd be pretty fun. But yeah. Oh, so wait, guys. This is my late night talk show host voice. You know the late night talk show host that just likes to whisper and just be, "This is Shaney Entertaining. Brought to you by Star Wars, Lucasfilm. How's it going?" This is my sexy sort of late night whispery voice, and hopefully you guys like it because this is what it's going to be like tonight. I see there's a few guys here. I know it usually takes a while before people start coming on, so I just got to jibber jabber for a bit. And in case you guys know, I'm wearing my Captain America jammy jams. that's my pajamas because it's late here and I don't care. I'm not gonna get dressed up. I don't give a darn. I'm just jamming it up. Yes, I was doing my Star Trek video this afternoon, and people were like, "How come, man? Why haven't you done your Star Wars one yet?" And because I did one with Ben Fanatics Film and a pretty good group that we had before. I think it was on Saturday we did it. It was a really good panel, and I gave my opinion on that. I kind of forgot that I didn't do that. Hey, Kathleen Kennedy, sexist evil witch of Satan. Did I pronounce that right? Kathleen Kennedy, sexist evil witch Satan. That's a great name and very apt. I'm doing okay. What's up? I'm just here chatting it up, gonna talk some Star Wars soon. I'll be honest with you. I didn't get to watch the Mandalorian stuff until just today, and I was not looking forward to it at all. Not that I just, you kind of got Lucasfilm, just, whatever. Not into it, just whatever. Everything that's going to come out of Disney is not going to be good. But I got to say, I liked what I saw. I'm pretty surprised. I didn't think I was going to. I thought I went in very cynically, not liking that. But I'll get into all that stuff soon enough. Let's talk about the teaser first. The teaser, the big old teaser of episode 9. I I don't know. It's hard to say. People get all. I've seen people say it sucks. I've seen people say it's meh, and I'm kind of on the fence of both, where it's sort of just meh and it sucks. And they're okay. It's not that it sucks. There's really cool aspects of it, but at the same time, it's just those same aspects you always know are going to be cool, like the special effects, certain scenes. They're always going to give you the cool sequences. Ray jumping, in the beginning, which a lot of people saying is a dream sequence, perhaps. Um, the laugh at the end, which could be Palpatine, right? Which is more of J.J. Abrams. It's funny how J.J. Abrams was even managed to like throw in a couple of mystery boxes in his 5-second trailer. It's just like slam. You just want to break your head. You just can't stop these mystery boxes. Even in the damn trailer, you got to throw out mystery boxes, which is actually genius because instead of talking about how bad it was or what if we liked it or didn't like it, now everyone's talking about, was that in Palpatine? Could it be? Was it Snoke? I don't know. Return of the Boycott. No, I didn't. Is that an actual thing? Return of the Boycott? Because I didn't see that one. If it is, I got to see it, but I didn't see that. Return of the Boycott. That's funny because it's true. Yeah, no. I can't say I liked it because what bothers me about what bothers me about The Last Jedi, um, the most out of all the stuff that happened was what they did to Luke and Luke's character. And they have not addressed any of that. And they didn't show, and that's the thing. This teaser was safe. It wasn't enough to upset you, but it wasn't enough to urge you forward. You know what I'm saying? They tried to play it safe. They tried to make it so that both sides didn't get angry. And so they're again, I think instead they're trying to either play their hand on trying to make both sides sort of happy, which is a very hard thing to pull off. And in this trailer, you could see they're giving you, oh, here's Lando Calrissian, here's the Millennium Falcon, here's possibly Palpatine. They're giving us old fans that, and Luke Skywalker's narrating. So there you go. Here's some stuff to hang on to, old fans. And you see that kick-ass shit Ray did in the beginning, jumping over there's new fans, people who love Ray and look what we're doing. It's just you guys can both like it now, and I'm not buying it because they haven't addressed anything concrete. They didn't address the stuff that some people want on either side. Like those, for instance, I'm not a Reylo guy. I can't stand it. It makes me nauseous to think about, but they didn't address it. They didn't, and which means a lot of people who are hanging on to Reylo aren't getting what they want. I want to know what happened to Luke Skywalker, and they're not giving us that. They're just hinting around with people. Do people stay dead, or whatever the hell that stuff was they were saying, hinting that people don't stay dead and people come back. So they're not giving us anything. They just teasing us. So that's really what it is. Was a teaser, and we got teased. I don't think it's enough to hate, and I don't think it's enough to like. I just think it's enough to just say, okay, I'll wait till the next one. And that's it. That's all you could say about that. There's nothing to really glean positive or negative. And I just think that the positives are the special effects look good. It's nice to see Lando Calrissian back, although for how long? It's kind of weird. I've still felt weird about that Leia scene. I don't know how I feel about that yet, just because knowing that she passed away, I still don't know how they're ending her story. So that makes you feel sort of weird. Other than that, there's really nothing. The scene with not even Kylo Ren, because everyone says his hands are too small. So I don't know who that is, or too hairy or something. So it's definitely not Kylo Ren making the mask. So I don't know who that is. My guess is it's what's his name? Probably what the heck is his name? I always forget that stupid guy's name. The British guy, the one who talks like this, the one who gets tossed around by Snoke. What's that? I can't remember that knob's name, but anyway, I think it's him. I think he snaps and wants to be and prances around as Kylo Ren. And we don't. I don't even know. Do we even see Kylo Ren in the trailer? I don't think we do. Oh yeah, we do. We do. We see him. He's actually doing some badass shit with his lightsaber. So we do see him in the forest. Again, there was some okay stuff, but just again, it's just wait and see because trailers are trailers, and they can make you see and think anything with a trailer. Um, I think what I'm going to probably pay more attention to is the stuff that's being said around it more than anything, and that's going to bring me to the Mandalorian because that's what gets me all jazzed up. when I didn't really know what to think about the Mandalorian when I heard about it. I was just like, what are they going to do? What? I thought it was about. I thought the Mandalorian was supposed to be about Boba Fett. Hux, yes, hugs, or hugs. Hugs. He's hugs. He's turned into hugs. He went from Hux and now he's hugs. That's his secret power. The power of the hug. The force hug. Um yeah, I think it is Hux. I think he's the one that's my guess. I think Hux is the one who wears the mask now. He learned welding in shop, and so he's fixing it. They can't afford new masks, so they got to fix it. But yeah, I think it's Hux. That's my guess on that one. But yeah, I mean, other than that, what's there left to glean? What's there left to really get excited about? I mean, I called it here, and I said I don't think that Ray makes that jump. It doesn't seem like she could. There's the way the trajectory in which she's leaping, and the speed in which the TIE fighter's coming at her. I don't see her clearing it. I think she gets slammed into it, and I think that would upset a lot of Star Wars fans. Um, to to see Ray just on the windshield. Well, I doubt that Disney's doing that. But yeah, what did you think? Kathleen Kennedy's Sexist Evil Witches of Satan. What do you think of the Mandalorian? Are you liking that? Did you like the teaser? Did you like it? Because I don't know, but is there anything that you thought in it that you could I know look forward to other than the boycott? I look forward to not paying for it. That's what I look forward to. I could see a lot of people. I don't think it's going to dissuade anybody from boycotting this, because they haven't. See, the thing is, it still pisses people off. I did not see. Oh, honestly, I have no intense interest in Disney Star Wars anymore. It's hard to blame you, man. It's hard to blame anybody who lost interest in this franchise, because I think the people who still have interest are people who just want it. We have some sort of hope that they will right the ship. You know what I'm saying? There's some hope that Disney will right the ship, and I think that might be just a bit not attainable. I don't think Disney has it in them to do. They're too corporate, they're too greedy, and I think they don't have of an understanding of the universe, or the people who are working on it have an understanding of the universe. Um, and what I mean by the universe, I'm not just talking about the movies themselves or the books. I'm talking about the fans that loved it and why the fans loved it. I don't think they have an understanding of any of that. Plus, then you have the agenda stuff, which again, always rears its ugly head in movies these days. So, hey, the Mr. Pete channel needs 700 subs. You guys, I've never seen so many long names. This is amazing. Just a lot of long names today. Mr. Pete channel needs 700 subs. You need 700 subs to what though? What's the end goal? You need 700 subs to reach 1 million. If you do, that's awesome. I congratulate you. I could use 700 subs myself. But yeah, it's not hard to not want to watch this. It's harder to. I think people want to like things, and I think a lot of us make excuses and hope that it rights the ship, because there's still a huge attachment to the series, emotional attachment to it. And that's why we keep wanting. Let's get the subs. I meant submarine sandwiches. I like my meatball subs. Oh no, honestly, subs would be great. But yeah. So it's so like, and here's the thing that I get still angry about. Ryan Johnson still has his trilogy. Kathleen Kennedy is still running the ship. And I know we've heard a lot of stuff about. I know we've run a lot. I know we've heard a lot of stuff whether or not it was or wasn't going to happen, but I don't, or whether they were going to be let go or replaced. There's a lot of rumors and innuendos, but until it happens, it hasn't happened. Until it happened, I mean, we can only sit here and see what has or hasn't happened. And when you see the people who have destroyed the franchise, so to speak, or who have allowed the franchise to come to the level it is, still sort of in it, you know what I'm saying? And still running the ship, sort of. We don't, we can't even have faith that they're going to go. I mean, Ryan, we got JJ to write the ship, and JJ isn't the guy. I don't believe he is the guy to write the ship. And you know what? I don't think he can. He's not that he's not good enough. He just doesn't have the courage to, number one, because the things that need to be done to write the ship are hardcore decisions. But because Disney is never going to make hardcore decisions, they're just trying to play it safe. They want to make as much money as they can from all the people. And that's their main goal. Because of that, you're going to get a very mediocre sort of try to please everybody, but nobody at the same time kind of movie. And that's why episode 9 is just like, can we just get it over with here? Because I think we just need a clean slate and just get it over with, because they really can't go anywhere with it. They painted themselves into such a corner that they like, think about it. How bad is this franchise? Like, don't anybody tell me that they decided to bring Palpatine back from the beginning. That's just so weak, isn't it? I mean, I like to see Palpatine back, but not this way, not this rushed sort of, let's throw Palpatine in now. Like, let's just invent something to bring Palpatine back, because we don't have anybody else worth a damn to be the villain. You see what I mean? Like, they now have to pigeonhole this villain out of nowhere. Like Thanos, just to contrast this, was built up over how many movies to be such a powerful, omnipresent a villain, and then he even wins in one of the, in the second last minute. He even wins, and just to make him even that much more powerful and that much more like hated. And then, so when we finally do defeat Thanos, if a la Captain Marvel, don't go there. It'll be that much more satisfying. How satisfying it is to pigeonhole a villain right in the last act and decide, hey guys, let's all hate this guy now. Remember how you hated him in the first trilogy? Mr. Peak Channels in the 700 subs says, yes, Palpatine in any form, clone, ghost, imposter, hologram, is a sign of desperation. Yes, and yes, it is. I think, and Kathleen Kennedy, sexist evil witch Satan, says, I think they are desperate. They have no villain. This is why they need to resurrect the Emperor. Exactly. And I've even heard some stuff about Anakin coming back. Like, Anakin? What are they doing? Just resurrecting everybody. Let's bring back Solo and bring back Jar Jar Binks. Hey, Jar Jar, the evil. Why not bring him back? Hell, why not? Just have evil just resurrect every single villain, just in case. What else? Who can we bring back? What's his name? Count Dooku. Bring him back too. Let's just bring them all back. And let's just have this all, like I've said it before. Let's just resurrect every single Jedi and every single Sith. Just have this battle royale, and just like I said in that Civil War scene when they were running at each other, on the airport. That's what they just have, that scene with all the Siths and all the just charging at each other and having an all-out battle. Let's just do it. Let's forget to try to make a good movie anymore. Let's just make some badass action sequences that we all can just go, whoa, this is insane. Let's just go that route, because otherwise there's really nothing. There's no substance to it anyway. Might as well just go that route. Resurrect them all and just go nuts. Battle Royale. That's sort of what I think is happening. But I don't think it's all negative though. That's what I kind of wanted to say. I am very surprised with The Mandalorian. I know you guys haven't seen it, but I will tell you why I'm optimistic about The Mandalorian, and I'm not optimistic about anything concerning Lucasfilm at all. And the only reason I'm actually optimistic about the Mandalorian is the stuff that I've seen from what's his name, Jon Favreau. His like when I saw the teaser and the trailer, there was nothing to it. It's just a couple of flashes, some scenes of a guy who looks like, and that's my only actual not worry, but my only sort of kind of snicker is just the look of the Mandalorian. They made him look too much like Boba Fett, and it's just like, again, can't you guys just make your own shit? Why do you have to constantly pirate on George Lucas and steal his stuff? The Mandalorian should be his own look. He's not Boba Fett, and since he's not Boba Fett, you should just make him something else and stop trying to stop trying to pirate something that's not yours. And that's what I kind of dislike about it. But everything else I like about it, because it takes place in an era we've never seen yet. The period after after Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens, which is a period we have not seen yet. And I'm kind of excited for that because that's what I think we all kind of want to know, that what happened during those missing years. And it's going to be based on new planets, and new characters that we haven't seen before. So I kind of like the freshness of that in the Star Wars universe. So I'm kind of I'm cautiously looking forward to it because I also know who's working behind the scenes on these things. Again, Kathleen Kennedy, sexist evil witch of Satan. So we have to also realize that there is that element behind the scenes that still, like the emperor behind the scenes, the Kathleen Kennedy, that's puppeteering the situation. So you always have to go a little bit cautious on these sort of matters. You can't give it all in, but I'm cautiously optimistic about it because I do get the sense that Jon Favreau is an actual fan, wants to see it do well, and thinks something new. And I think something new is what this series needs. It's what this world needs. Sorry, I mean the universe, the world of Star Wars and Lucasfilm needs, and I'm looking forward to that because that's all I think there is to look forward to at this point. Anything else Star Wars related is kind of hard. I'm going to see the trailer, man. Now I'm intrigued. See, I got you intrigued. It's not the greatest trailer, but it kind of looks dark and badass. But it's sort of, and it's not the trailer. It's what they said about it. It was like Jon Favreau's trying to create something new with it. I thought it was supposed to be the story of Boba Fett. Maybe we just heard wrong, but I'm like completely, it has nothing to do with Boba Fett, at least not outwardly. The only thing is just that the Mandalorian mask, I guess he's wearing, which I kind of said, I wish they'd gone a different route because that just harkens back too much to something we already have an opinion of. So I kind of want to start a new opinion with something different. So that's why I kind of hoped that they would bring a different look to the character, but I'm willing to go in with an open mind either way. Well, yeah, I know. That's why I said all I said about you said I hope they don't ruin it with PC identity politics, and that's my point. It's like why you always got to go in cautiously optimistic, because you can want to go in to see something, but you have to realize especially if you're a dude, you got to guard your nuts because some kicks are about to you're gonna get blindsided and kicked to your groin every other scene, right? And you don't want to. And so that's the point. That's why I'm saying we got to be cautious because. We know the tendency of these. We know what's going on, like with the. Now I'm hoping that's past. I'm hoping that what I've heard from these rumors about Kathleen Kennedy taking a back seat, she's just there as a figurehead because no one else wants the job. I hope that's the truth, and she just sits back and she shuts her mouth and just say, "Sit on the bench." Like I don't know if you guys watch sports, but when they don't want to fire a GM. They just make him a figurehead. They just put him in the press He said, "Well, he's just changing his job." I just hope that that's what they did to her. Just keep her as a figurehead. Just sit there, be quiet. Don't open your mouth anymore. That's what I'm hoping for, but I don't know. Where'd you go? Where did you go, Mr. Pete? We were looking for you. We were trying to get you your 700 subs while you were gone. Didn't happen yet. Just kidding. It would be awesome if you could get the 700 subs right on this live stream. But anyway, yeah. So you guys should check out that trailer though, because it was pretty cool, and I was not. I'm telling you right in 100% honesty, I was not looking forward to that at all. I just kept hearing Mandalorian. I was just like, yeah, you saw it. What did you think? Mr. Pete? What did you think of the Mandalorian leaked trailer? Yeah, leaked. It leaked. Oh my God, we got a leak in here, and the trailers are just coming out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was leaked. They know now when things are there, things are going to get out. I think for people to say, if it shows, everybody knows everybody's got phones and things, it's always going to go. Exactly. It's not too bad, right? I mean, it's worth sort of at least being semi-optimistic about. Like you said, there's always that risk that you're going to get that the narrative of anti-male bashing stuff. Takeo Waititi will direct a bad episode. Is he directing an episode? Is that true? It's funny because while I did like Thor, I do understand why people didn't, because it was really there was a lot of comedy in it, especially in inappropriate moments, and that is a problem with the Marvel films. Really? That's weird. That's weird that they'd get him to direct one. I mean, I guess but that episode's just gonna be like laugh riot the whole time, just gonna be jokey joke. I kind of, it'll probably stick out. You'll probably notice it really well because his style is very unique. Not unique, but it's a comedy. He's gonna make a comedy, so yeah, goofy and stupid. There's gonna be you're gonna have a Kiwi there for sure. He'll probably play one of the characters and be all aloof. But as long as the movie, the good thing about it is it's its own thing, and it's not stealing from something else. And I like it when things are its own thing. It can do whatever it wants. Bryce Dallas Howard directs. I didn't even know she directs. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Her father's a director, so I guess he taught her all the ropes. But I'm actually interested to see how she directs. I like Ron Howard, so maybe she takes after the old man. She takes after Pops. That'd be kind of interesting. I kind of would like to see that. To see how she just intriguingly, because I like Ron Howard, and although Solo, I liked Ron Howard. Cocoon was just fabulous. But I'm kind of interested to see what Bryce Dallas Howard does. I mean, I'm the whole show. I'm very interested. It seems like big names are on it, so you can't go wrong. Yeah, that's interesting too, because you've heard what's her name, Brie Larson, go on about how we need more female directors, and that's why I had to direct my crappy movie, was so that we can show everyone that women could make crappy movies too. So I really actually am pulling for Bryce Dallas Howard to show Ms. Brie Larson that you should be a good director before before we give you a chance. I mean, you have to earn your stripes. You don't just and she at least has directorial background. She looks to do much like her dad. It ain't even funny, you say, Pete. She looks do much like her dad and ain't even funny. Yeah. You mean her style is like her father? Is that what you're trying to say? Or her looks? Because I don't think she looks like her father. I think Bryce Dallas Howard is hot. I don't think. I'm just saying Ron Howard is not quite as hot. I am more interested in the new. Kathleen Kennedy says, I'm more interested in the new season of Stranger Things than I am related to Star Wars. We live in a weird time. No, man. What are you talking about? Stranger Things is awesome. I look forward to that too. It's good to look forward to awesome things. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a shame that we can't look forward to Star Wars. But it's a good thing that it's a great thing that we get to look forward to something new. So look at it positively. She's a female Opie. Yeah, she is very white in her skin, almost see-through. I don't know. I think I like her. I think she's my type, I guess. Maybe it's just that. She's just my type. I like that sort of, I guess, the red hair. Maybe because I'm an 80s guy and I've always loved, what's her name? Pretty in Pink. What's her name? I've always liked her. She's got like such, I like that red hair look. So maybe that's just me. I like the red hair. Could be just that. But yeah, I know what you mean though. The two things that I loved growing up, Star Wars and Star Trek, and you just those two things just won't. If you're like a big fan of those two properties, you could just forget about it and go do something else. Go do some fly fishing if that's what you're into. But it is a sad state of affairs. Did you guys watch the Game of Thrones? I don't know if you've watched that or even care about that at all. Because that's an interesting. I actually liked. I was kind of not really looking forward to that either, just because it took too long. And so, spoiler alert, section 31. Creating the board. Mr. Pete needs created the board. Section 31 created the Borg. I think we've talked about this before, and on my other live stream, and we were talking about SJWs being the Borg. They're here to assimilate, and resistance is futile. What do you what do you guys think about the Kiri Hart got fired? Do you think that signal is change of direction in Lucasfilm? I'm very skeptical about anything that doesn't involve Kathleen Kennedy. I just want to see the main people go. All these other people being let go, to me, is window dressing. It's just sort of pretending to do something. It's like when you I'm gonna go back to the sports analogy. It's like instead of firing the coach, you fire you fire the locker room attendant. Like, see, we're making changes. But I think I haven't actually watched too much STD guys this year. I don't know. I couldn't bring myself to doing it. I'm one of those that when the minute I make up my mind that I'm not watching something, I'm just not going to do it anymore. Kiri Hart was responsible for the goofiness of Resistance. I mean, I guess, but here's the thing. Was it Kiri Hart's fault, or was it something that Kiri Hart was told to do? It's my point. You can fire somebody who did. It's like you can fire someone who did the act, which is fine, but you have to fire the person who told them to do it too. So the person saying, we need more comedy in this, we need more goofy comedy, and so you hire somebody to do that, and then that doesn't go right, so you fire the person who you told to do the thing, and then you're you know what I mean. It's not Resistance head producer. Well, I mean, the things that I didn't like about The Last Jedi the most was the stuff that Rian Johnson was directly responsible for. His subversion nonsense. The person who was in charge of Luke's character, despite the fact Mark Hamill kept saying over and over again that the fans aren't going to like it, and he just ignored them. I mean, when Mark Hamill is the one saying it over and over again to the director, I don't think this is going to go well. I don't think this is going to go well. And he just ignores it and does it anyway. That's the guy who needs to go. And the person who put him in charge also needs to go, and that is Kathleen Kennedy. So it's good that, to me, I wouldn't care if they fired the whole damn lot of them. Just take all of Lucasfilm, throw them in a, put them on the street. I don't care. None of them, to me, the way they handled themselves, the way they handled the media, the way they handled Twitter, the way they talked to people, the way they were unapologetic, the way they attacked the fans. Well, was he though? Like, yeah, I'm sure he was to a degree. Mr. Pete says Ryan Johnson was Kathleen Kennedy's lapdog, and of course, to a degree. And yes, a lot of the stuff that Kathleen Kennedy said in her interviews, but at the same time, Kathleen Kennedy did preside over The Force Awakens. She did preside over Rogue One. And not that I'm saying that those are both fantastic movies, but they were definitely not Ryan Johnson's, The Last Jedi. And I get, she also said he deserves a great award and signed him on for freaking 3 movies. Jesus. But they both, I think Kathleen Kennedy has to go for sure. Number one, she's the first person that needs to go. The next person that needs to go, and all these little people who, yes, it's good to see them clean house, but the question is that unless the management is gone, and the direction has to change, because that's the thing too. The whole Kathleen Kennedy is the one responsible for the direction of the whole. She's the one who says that women and girls can't relate to Luke Skywalker because she personally couldn't do it. She took her personal emotions and feelings and said, nobody else could. If I couldn't do it, because I was a girl growing up and I never related to Luke. Maybe you didn't relate to Luke because you didn't have a heart. Maybe you didn't relate to Luke because you don't, maybe you were, I don't know, maybe you had too many things handed to you in life. You don't know what it is like to have to earn something. Maybe that's why you didn't relate to Luke. Maybe it had nothing to do with his gender. Maybe it had to do with you, just as a person. Couldn't relate to an underdog story. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But and I talked to a lot of girls who related to Luke, but to say there was no one for girls to relate to, that's like, what are you talking about? Leia? Was Leia not there? Because I remember Leia being a big part of those darn movies. So she's the one that sets the tone, for sure. She's the tone setter for the entire series. Mr. Pete says that's like Carrie saying boys can't relate to Leia. Exactly. It's this whole thing that it's like you don't relate to the like you don't relate to the character, to the gender. You relate to the character. You relate to the story, and that's what you do. And if the story is a relatable story, and everybody can relate to, like a lot of people in the United States and Canada and in other countries can relate to, somebody in a small town looking to the stars, thinking that they're trapped, or they and they just want to be part of something greater. We all can relate to a story that involves our father, you know, that revolves around our family and our sister. There's so much that is relatable to those movies that goes beyond gender. But to always say, "Oh, we don't have representation," it's stupid. I don't like. It's like me looking at, like, I don't know, any of those movies from when we were kids. The Disney movies. Like, I can't relate to. I mean, I loved watching The Little Mermaid, but did I say I don't relate to her? I can't relate to her because she's a woman and she's a fish. Just like, of course, we relate to her story. We related to her. We followed her. We didn't relate to anybody else. We relate to Sebastian, the crab. We related to Ariel. And so to say that we can't relate to somebody who's an opposite gender is just stupid. And it also shows you the type of person she is. She's a narrow thinker, and she's obviously can't get past herself. My sister dressed up like Leia, and Kathleen Kennedy says my sister dressed like Leia and dressed like Luke when we were kids, and we took laser guns and shot imaginary stormtroopers. So Kathleen Kennedy has no idea what she's talking about. No, she has no idea what she's talking about. She's personalizing her. She's giving you her version, and she's basically telling you what she couldn't relate to it, so she thinks that nobody else could. And that's just, and that's why we're in this problem we are now, because we have this group of people, feminists, hardcore feminists, that are running Hollywood now, that can't seem to get past themselves, to see, a story, or to see anything else. It's just their agenda is all they see. They wake up agenda, they go to sleep agenda. They're angry all the time. They just have to make sure that everyone, they stick it to the right people. That we got to make sure that they feel how we felt, because blah 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 blah. And it's like, you know you're not going to get your point across that way. Number one, even if you even if what they were, and I'm not saying they are, but even if they were, um even if they were, uh if their agenda was correct, nobody would listen to it, because it's tone deaf. And so nobody's even going to take that in, because this is like, you don't talk to people like that and get anyone to respond. You don't tell people that you're irrelevant. "Oh, the old must die. Kill it if you must." Um, that's just stupid. You turn an iconic hero into Schmiegel, into this blue milk drinking, sniveling creep on an island that just, not even recognizable, and to call him Luke Skywalker. Ugh, that's, I mean, that is that is the worst thing to me. That's still the worst defense of all of it. Make him into a murderer, even for, I don't even care if he thought about it for a fleeting second. I don't care. "Oh, it was a moment of weakness." No, no. He already had his. He already had his story arc, and the fact that they even said, "Well, we had to complete his story arc." His story arc had been complete. He didn't need a completion of his story arc. His was done. All he was there to do was train at this point, just to have him as a trainer, be the Obi-Wan of this movie. That's all we needed him to be. We didn't need him to even give him a good final amazing battle that we can all see how he developed, and that was all we were kind of hoping for with Luke. We didn't need a lot, just that. And they couldn't even give us those little things. And then to even stick it to us further, they had Luke Skywalker say, "What am I supposed to do? Take this light stick, or this laser sword, and take on the whole the give me a break, the whole resistance, or whatever the hell they are." I just was like, yeah, that's what you're fucking supposed to do. Yeah, exactly. He's my sleeping nephew who's having dark thoughts. And I mean, they could have at least given something more than that, right? They could have at least had like a couple of scenes where he like he kills some porg. Like he just savagely mutilates porgs. And so Luke is kind of like, I don't know about this guy. He's just going crazy. He kills a couple of those weird aliens on the alien creatures, those girls, I don't know, those weird creatures on the islands. Just goes off and starts mute. Like, give us something that we can at least attach ourselves to say there is something. Yeah, he's pretty bad. But I mean, even still, Luke would probably save him and not try to kill him. And that's the betrayal of Luke's character, and that's the betrayal of all of us, because we followed Luke. Luke is, yeah, the nuns, those nuns, like, they just wow, Switzerland, man. I'm glad, man. I got Netherlands, now I've got Switzerland. All right, well, have fun at work. I hope you have fun, man. If I'm still around, if you still want to listen to me tomorrow or something, I'm glad you came by, though. Kathleen Kennedy, sexist evil witch of Satan. I'm glad you decided to show up. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's that was, to me, the one thing that I was at least in the trailer, when we're going back to the teaser. That's what I was hoping to see. I was hoping that at the very least, I would see something that um that brought hope, that maybe they would have redeemed Luke's character. And I don't know even how you could do that, but I was at least hoping that they would try. You know what I mean? Like, and nothing in that trailer shows me that they even have an inkling, or they are even going to attempt to do that. I think they're just going to pry and pretend it never happened. Let's ignore it. Maybe it'll go away. Maybe the little nugget of turning Luke into a murdering lunatic will just go away and people will forget it and they'll like the movie. And so let's just not talk about it. It'll be the elephant in the room. But that's what I was looking for. At least some things, a hint, something that would make me feel okay. They're trying to make amends. Ryan Johnson did what he did, but JJ is trying to make it right. Maybe we could salvage this. But I haven't seen anything to suggest that from that trailer. All I see is more Ray superstardom, doing incredible things that I've never seen any Jedi do. Again, is it a? People said it's a dream sequence, maybe, maybe not, but it seems like it most likely is. But all they're showing me is just more of the same stuff. Ray going off on her own, doing fantastical, magical things. She's worse than Neo. At least Neo downloaded people's, and I think didn't Neo take a beating a few times before he actually turned into Super Saiyan Neo? Like, she never took a beating once. I think Neo actually took a beating. In the subway scene, he was running for his life. This is just Ray never getting hit, never losing, being good at everything, things that she has no business learning. Wookiee. She speaks Wookiee? Come on, man. Wookiee? Luke never even learned Wookiee. Not till, like, I think the third movie, right? She's just too good at everything, and it's just so weird that they don't think that that's a problem. That's even more troublesome that people actually watch that and go, "What are you talking about? She's awesome. She's amazing." Doesn't everyone just pick up everything right away all the time? Isn't that just the way normal people are? Just wake up knowing and being great at everything. That's how I am. Who relates to that? They say it's wish fulfillment from a whole bunch of people, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. To just think that you could wake up and be great at everything is sort of. I mean, at least if you watch anime, the Saiyans have to train for years, and before they can scream themselves into a new level. She didn't even have to train in it by herself, kicking a couple of trees and scream herself to a new level. She just magically has a new level, and it doesn't matter. But that's what people want nowadays. I don't know. I don't really know. But I am looking forward to the Mandalorian, guys. I think the Mandalorian at least shows promise, and it seems to be by a capable and director. And yeah, there might be some interesting twists with um, other directors coming in and doing episodes, but at least I do like the direction of the show, and I like the fact that it's new and it's not piggybacking on something else. And I really kind of hope that there isn't a lot. I mean, I would have hoped in the beginning. I would have hoped that there was, some, when they do drop these little names here and there for nostalgic purposes. But I just hope they just avoid that altogether. Just leave the old canon right out of it. Just make something completely new. Don't name drop anything that we could care about. Like, oh my God, he mentioned Jar Jar Binks. Like, I don't care anymore. That's just so old, and I don't care about name dropping and having these characters. Remember that? Remember that scene? You've done that. I think I'm in for something just completely different. Like Monty Python said. And now for something different. And it's kind of hoping for that. But yeah, I hope you guys are you guys looking forward to that? Probably not. seems like all of you are pretty resolved in hating this series, no matter what, which is fine. I think they deserve every ounce of hate they get. To be honest with you, you can't bash fans. You can't shit on people. You can't be unapologetically um, just rude, just downright rude, and just like call people toxic, calling people toxic who feel betrayed by something that they spent their life loving and worshiping, and then they come out and they legitimately come out and call you out on it, and then they but well, Which one are you talking about, Pete? You're going to give episode 9 a chance, or are you going to give The Mandalorian a chance? I'm going to give The Mandalorian a chance. I think I have to watch a whole bunch of reviews before I even think about going to watch episode 9. Yeah, Mandalorian looks all right, because that one looks like there's promise to that. And it's a series, which is good because a series gives you more time to develop characters, more time to actually um, sympathize with the character, and you can make adjustments on the fly a lot easier than you could if you were doing a full out trilogy movies. And maybe that's what we need now. Maybe we don't even need movies anymore. Just give us really awesome, well developed movies, shows that are like movies. I mean, I'd like to see movies, but I don't know. I just don't want to see them directed by Ryan Johnson. Trilogies, that is, because that's still going on, right? The Ryan Johnson trilogy. So until that's gone, I don't think I can give Lucasfilm the benefit of the doubt on movies. They have to at least proven that they've learned a lesson of some sort, like go woke, go broke kind of thing. And but until then, I don't know. I want to wait till, like, I don't even know. I don't even trust Rotten Tomatoes. I don't care what they have to say. Rotten Tomatoes could just rot. They're spoiled, and so I don't give a crap what they say. They're just going to come out. And here's the thing: I think what we've seen Disney do when it comes to Captain Marvel, which was buying. They said a lot of people assume that they bought tickets, and I like a lot of people that plan on boycotting this movie. I think that the reason why, if they did buy tickets, which I could see them doing, to their own movie, and I think there's evidence to suggest that they might have bought tickets to their own movie. They're definitely going to do it because of the boycott, because they don't want boycotts to work. And so if boycotts start being the norm, where everyone just says, "Hey, we don't like something. Let's not watch it and give it our money." The whole narrative of Captain Marvel was, see, right off the bat was, see, your boycotts failed. And to me, that was suspicious, because for that to be your first thought was, see, your boycotts failed, meant that meant a lot to you. Seeing Solo fail must have hit them, and they don't like it, because and so I think that they didn't want that to set precedent. You know what I mean? So they had to make sure that they nip that in the bud. So right away, when Captain Marvel comes out and people are saying they're going to boycott it, they have to make sure that the boycotts fail. So they paid their money. They paid the money to probably paid the money, because I don't know if it's 100% if they haven't done it, but most likely they probably did pay the money so that people could, they can squash the boycotting philosophy and mentality, so that they don't do it in the future, and then rub it in our faces. See, it made money, so your boycotts failed. So it's just like, okay, we'll just keep buying all the tickets for all your movies now. Let's see how far that gets you. Because I say keep going, keep doing it. Why should we spend money on something we don't like? Why should we spend money? I don't even see why you have to call it a boycott. Just say, I'm not supporting something that's insulting. I'm not giving my money to something that is outright, offensive to me. I'm not giving my money to something that doesn't like me. That's another thing. It doesn't like me. It keeps telling me it doesn't want my money, but yet complains when I don't give it money. I don't get it. You say you don't want my money, but then complain when I don't give it to you. I don't get it. Which is it? You either don't like it, you want my money, or you don't want my money. But that's what we got to look forward to, guys. Well, I do hope the Mandalorian does well. But not in spite of Lucasfilm. There's a part of me, the really nasty part of me, wants it all to fail, just because I can't. I want enough of a message that it's, you know what I mean? It's like you don't want it to fail, but you do, just because you want to see the people who were responsible for The Last Jedi go away. And so you kind of want that to fail, but you don't really want it to fail, because you do still want to like it. But anyway, that's kind of what I have to say. What has this been? It's been a while, so thank you guys for watching. If there's anything else, you have anything else to say, Mr. Pete? Anything you want to talk about before I get going? It's kind of getting late. It's about 1 a.m. here. If not, then that's it. That's what I had to say about those two things. I hope that was sufficient because I know a few people were kind of like, "Hey, man, what's up? You didn't give me your, you haven't said your opinion on the teaser yet." So thought I'd just shoot that out there. There is just one more thing. What is it? What's the last thing? Let me know. Cause I's gonna go very soon. Yes, one last thing. There's probably a delay, so I'm just gonna wait patiently for the last thing. The poll: who do you like, the Resistance or the First Order? Oh, you have to bring that up, eh? Touche. Okay, I'm just gonna say this last thing about that because now you opened up a whole different can of worms here. It's funny because I could see people doing this and picking the First Order, just sort of out of spite. You know what I mean? Like those people who just like, who do you pick, the Resistance or the First Order? And just people, just you know what I mean? Just a whole bunch of people going the First Order because I want them to kill Rey. That kind of thing. So, yeah. So all Reylo fans are Nazis. Well, that's the whole point, is just people get so hyperbolic about everything now. And it's almost, you almost have to sit back and laugh at it because it's just so silly that it's like, you're either you don't like it, you're a Nazi, or you like fascism. I mean, most people probably did it as a joke, and probably a lot of people just picked First Order because it's just like, yeah, stick it to the Resistance. They suck. They killed Luke. Not they killed Luke, but just sort of a thing like that. But the way that people get so angry at almost nothing, it's sad. Just people need to chill out, man. Get so angry about everything. Yeah, I'm definitely a Resistance. You know what? To be honest, I'm neither. I'm gonna take this stance. I'm neither a Resistance nor a First Order. I think they both suck. Neither of them get my vote. I'm voting for the Force Ghosts. That's what I'm voting for, because I really think that the Resistance, if they, I mean, think about this. Let's just think about this. How do you root for someone so stupid that the Resistance, that is? How do you want to root for a group that is so dumb that they don't tell they don't tell their first officers the plan? When someone's trying to protect, when someone actually does something heroic and destroys one of the ships, he gets slapped in the face. You get one guy on the Resistance says he's going to sacrifice himself to save the cause, and one of the other Resistance, thwarts it and then sexually assaults him on the battlefield. What's and then you have the Resistance and the First Order, who they're Nazis. I don't think so. The Nazis were successful. These guys are just jokes. They're just jokes all around. So the First Order is it's hard to even say that the First Order is actually even Nazi because they haven't led anything yet. So we don't even know what they're going to be yet. It's just sort of funny. Number 1, Empire. Number 2, Republic. Number 4, Rebels. CSIs, First Order 6, Resistance. Yeah, I'm always Rebels, man. I'm always Rebels. I'll always be a rebel at heart, and so that's where my heart's in Rebels. I'm the part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. That's who I am, except for not the traitor part. But yeah, that's where I lie. I feel it's just so sad, silly that people get so worked up over anything. And I feel like a lot of it, like that poll was even weird. Like, why would we even put that poll up in the first place? Like, what's the deal with that poll? Like, it almost seemed like you were trying to create controversy with it. Like, why? It's almost like, have you not seen Twitter before? you not seen how anything sets anybody up? Every the littlest thing can throw people into a tizzy. So you throw just throw up what do you like, the Empire? Like, that's a stupid question. Is that aren't we supposed to be? I mean, aren't we by definition supposed to be rooting for? The rebels just ended up restoring the corrupt republic. Um, well, yeah. I mean, we don't even know. That's the thing. We don't even really know because they didn't tell us enough. That's the really sad part about this. They didn't set up the universe. I don't really understand the universe. This trilogy. I don't understand how the world works. I don't understand who runs. Like, you know what I mean? They haven't given me anything to sort of draw from to understand what's going on. The most secure and peaceful government in the galaxy was the Empire. Well, I mean, if you can say that it was successful in that way, but again, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know enough about the average everyday life of a citizen during the Empire. Um, but I could see that argument being made. That's the whole thing. I would love to see how how the Empire ran things, and it hurt maybe taxes were too high. maybe that was the problem. The Emperor needed his taxes, and so he just taxed every system really, really high so he could build Death Stars. And I think that's the problem. He built too many Death Stars with taxpayer dollars, and and they just kept blowing up. Republic was corrupt. CIS was greedy. New Republic became corrupt. Well, and power, that's the thing. Power tends to corrupt, and that's the thing. It's always like that. It's always going to be like that. And I do see. That's why I think the prequels were so we're good in a lot of ways. I think the prequels explained a lot more of the world and really, you know what I mean? Like, it gave such a foundation of what the universe was and what we kind of understood the Star Wars world more than before, because as bad as some of the prequels were in the filmmaking, the world building was fantastic in those movies, and I think that it doesn't get enough credit for that part of it, for the prequels. I mean, we just focus on Jar Jar and Anakin's lousy performances, but we don't really talk enough about how George Lucas expanded the universe, and I think that should be uh, I think that should be not commended, but I think that should be more of a focus. And what I think we kind of like to pretend like um we like the after effect of that, but we don't. We just say, oh, those movies were garbage, but we do love how the world was built. And that's sort of, I think, at least that was done. A little bit of world building is good, and I think that's another problem with these movies. They don't give you enough of what's going on, what the people are going through, with the citizens. What are the stakes here? What are the stakes for the citizens? That's sort of the thing that you're trying to. That's what we mean. Like, what are the stakes for the citizens? What does it mean that the Empire, you know, um, loses, or you know what I mean? What does it mean to the average citizen in this universe? Um, you know, so that's sort of a thing that I mean, it seemed like they were occupied Germany, where you see stormtroopers walking around, but they never showed you like that they weren't allowed to say anything, they were not allowed to act anyway. Like, they didn't give you enough of that. Is what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah. So that was a great question, by the way, and you got me talking even longer. So kudos to you. That's great. Keep up those questions, because the more those questions come, I'll never leave. Because I like to talk. That's just what I do. So anyway, if you have nothing else or nobody else has anything to say, then I will take my leave. It's and go and do something else. So thanks for watching, Mr. Pete. Man, I'm just glad. I'm glad you guys showed up. I love these discussions. I love doing. Man, I'm getting yeah, time to Z for sure. All right, I'm gonna shut up then. All right, see you later, and have a good one. And may the Force be with you. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, for others who watch this. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.